Nigeria is in the news. Nigeria is in the news again. Our brothers and sisters, our cousins, Omo Naija is in the news. But this time around, they are not in the news for any wrong thing or any criminal thing or anything of that sort. They are in the news because of a statement, something our president said about them. The president of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the first man of Ghana, says he prays for Nigeria to be better every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. He prays for Nigeria to be better. Even when he's eating, even when he's sleeping, when he's dreaming, he's praying for Nigeria. When he's at official meetings, right? When he's at government meetings, he's still praying for Nigeria. So Nigeria becomes better. Because when Nigeria doesn't become better, when Nigeria becomes worse, or Nigeria continues to become a mess, we are going to suffer the effects. Ghanaians are the people, or is the country who is going to suffer the side effects of Nigeria becoming what? A mess. So he says he prays for Nigeria. And this is something we have been talking about. I've been talking about, me personally, on my channel, that let's help Nigeria become better at least, or good at least. Because when Nigeria becomes worse or continues to become a mess, Ghana, West Africa, Africa, they are going to suffer the immediate effects. Right? In order, Mr. Sarasanan of Tuntum Network has done a video about this statement our president said about Nigeria, and we are going to react to it. So join me, let's react to it. I go by the name Niyama, and this is New Wele News. If today is the first time coming across the content from this channel and you find value in it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button, like, share, and comment to get back-to-back contents just like this. Let's dive right into today's story.
It's getting better in Nigeria, for your information. Nothing is improving, whether in its domestic security and the government effort to fight crime and all of that. It is totally irrelevant. It's so small. The more you pay attention to reports from Nigeria, the more you realize it's a lost cause. This is the only African country you see young.
Mr. Saros, never say never. Never say never. Hope is not lost. Like, all hope is not lost. Something can be done. Some changes can be like. Never say never, Mr. Saros.
Men and women and even the old celebrate people whose way of making money is questionable or criminal. They may know it and still celebrate the person. This country celebrates corrupt politicians who are rich from stealing from the state.
That's what Ghana is turning into. Gradually, Ghana is also turning to Nigeria. And, bro, I'll give you an example. Allegedly, Chairman Wontumi are stolen from the states, right? Chairman Wontumi is involved in Galamsey, allegedly. And, like, everything even tells, everything shows, like, from what we've seen, from what we are seeing, it is true. Why are they allegedly? But for God's sake and all that, we are using the allegedly. And we have Ghanaians pleading on behalf of Wontumi, Chairman Wontumi. Someone who has stolen from you people. Because of him, some of your relatives are dead, some of your friends are dead, some of your friends are suffering, some of your relatives and your loved ones are going through hardships because of one politician like this, a politician like this. And you have some Ghanaians pleading on behalf of this man, saying that, when you guys, it's enough. You guys are punishing him too much. You guys should allow him to go rest. What with this court case today, court case tomorrow, court case this, court case that? It's enough. This guy has even become slim all of a sudden. Yes, he has become lean all of a sudden. Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians, are begging on behalf of politicians like this, or people like this. We are celebrating people who their way of making money is questionable. Who they pass dubious ways to make their money, to steal from people, to hurt people, to destroy the lives of people. And we are praising them. Ghana is turning to Nigeria gradually. Ghana is turning to Nigeria gradually. Ghana people, open your eyes. Where from this immoral way of life? Muko see asade we free fa. Muko see asade we free fa. E ba ne say asisi ade obi di bonu kapone ye jeje no so. O di bonu o dwa ye no. O boy abro no. Ye tontom no. They are praising that person. Let's continue with the people.
Pray for Nigeria. Pray for Nigeria. Pray for Nigeria. I've said it time and again.
Pray for Nigeria.
Because Nigeria's problems will very soon become everybody else's problem, ladies and gentlemen. You see, every country has three fundamental structures that determine the worldview and the code of lifestyle of that society. It is standard for everybody. You have the government structure as one, the religious structure, and then the cultural. These three fundamental pillars of every country must never, at any point, all suffer corruption at the same time, under any circumstance, or else that country is doomed. This is the principle. The religion may be problematic, but the government must be autonomous and stern, like the case of China. The culture may be or have its challenges, but the religion may balance out the excesses, ladies and gentlemen. That's what brings about some level of checks and balances in every society. But in the case of Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria's government, their religious.
With Nigeria, in the case of Nigeria, all the three pillars is corrupt. The people, the culture, the government, the religious bodies, everything, everyone in that country is corrupt. They are white stain. Every pillar, any pillar in that country, they are white stain.
Divides and the culture are all under attack at the same time, and the solution seem unattainable. These are the facts. Transparency International and every type of corruption index rates Nigeria's government as very high on corruption in the world. Religious differences is a major problem, and now the culture of Nigeria is lost. Yes, and I mean every part of what I'm saying. I said the culture of Nigeria is lost, and I'm not talking about the dress code and the mannerisms and even their language. I'm referring to how the country Nigeria has flipped from making money because you have a legit business to now just make the money and nobody cares how you made it, and it cuts across every ethnic group in the country. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only African country you see young men and women and even the old celebrate people whose way of making money is questionable or criminal. They may know it and still celebrate the person. This country celebrates corrupt politicians who are rich from stealing from the state. I don't know how you make meaning of that. They celebrate them both home and abroad. They go as far as celebrating even prostitutes who are rich, drug barons who are rich, and any kind of rich person. So long as you are known to give money, or like they say, throw money. If you throw money, if you can throw money, they will celebrate you no matter how you make that money. This is the new normal in Nigeria's culture. And because this is a fact, ladies and gentlemen, it tells of what the people of the country are willing to also do to make their money. Listen, general overseers of churches in Nigeria have mastered the art of extortion from the poor and greedy people. They have mastered it on the poor and greedy people who wants to get rich quick. Imams who lead prayers in mosques also lead prayers at terrorist camps. Traditional African.
This is also happening in Ghana. This is also happening in Ghana. Recently, they jailed one priestess who was one prophetess who was once a priestess. No, I come for ye jelinu. And the 1 year put yes in a pie. And now for near just say in a pie. I'm talking of Agrada. Agrada money. Then them suffer 1 man churches in Crawford. Some of them. They are stealing from the poor. They are manipulating people and stealing their hard-earned money. They are destroying the lives of people and using the name of God and Jesus what to be something of like cover up. And you have Ghanaians, some Ghanaians celebrating this kind of people. Me, I got over my shade or Jim's coming from me or manipulating me. But from the stories we've heard, from the news we've seen and heard, right? From the news we've heard, And I mean, so Yaka said, yo, why are you guys celebrating people like this? Because this person will be a kind of one, also making 1 year. And the mannerism, and it's not preachy, and it's not Yamas or Kobano. The actually say, yo, this person. Oh, free me. Oh, free me, bro. Oh, you see the admin, or you see the gumption, or the data, or the manipulating. Things like this are happening in Ghana. I'm saying, bro, Ghana is turning into Nigeria. Bro, you start to say we are putting things in place. If you don't start to put and call some of these things out, bro, Ghana will turn to Nigeria. And before I realize, yes, we would have to migrate from Ghana to other African countries or other foreign countries to go and make a living there, because Ghana wants to be safe. Because our culture, our government, and what was the last thing? Those 3 pillars will be broken, will be corrupt, will be stained. Their white will be stained. It won't be functioning positively anymore if we don't cut things like this out now.
Ritualists have gone virtual, ladies and gentlemen. Virtual on the internet. Everything is going corrupt. The entire system is money-driven and power-centered. There is no room for truth nor justice. Therefore, to survive, you have to have money and some power on your side by all means necessary. Nothing is getting better in Nigeria, for your information. Nothing is improving, whether in its domestic security and the government effort to fight crime and all of that. It is totally irrelevant. It's so small. The more you pay attention to reports from Nigeria, the more you realize it's a lost cause. Their people may talk loudly and arrogant out there, but at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the problem increases. I mean, it's the same. Talking has never helped their situation, and it won't. But now, after 3 years of me shouting about Nigeria and their peace and how it affects or ties to Africa's peace and stability, now you have a video of Ghana's president making a statement about praying for Nigeria. Well, it's still better
praying for Nigeria.
Never. I've seen the video and it's good. He's acknowledging it now. And it's not too late for us to pray for Nigeria, because
it's never too late. We shouldn't
ladies and gentlemen, is deteriorating. Now, I want you to hear the president of Ghana and what he has to say about Nigeria's peace and Ghana's security. Let's take a look at it.
Nigeria is of keen security interest to us. If Nigeria does well, Ghana does well. I mean, when you have cousins, 250 million of them, you want them to do well so that 1 million of them don't come drifting towards a small country like Ghana. So every day I wake up, I pray for Nigeria. I say, God, let Nigeria get their act together. And so I remember when a lot of the people in Ghana migrated from Nigeria. They find their roots from the Yoruba kingdoms and all that. And so the Ghana people and all, migrated from Nigeria.
I have been drumming from the very first video I did. And if you have followed me through the beginning, you will know that I have spoken on this topic severally. Imagine 1 million Nigerians walking their way into Accra one day because of some catastrophe in their home country. What do you think will happen to the infrastructure in Accra or Ghana that same moment, ladies and gentlemen? These are the threats. Listen carefully to this. It doesn't matter whether you believe or not what I'm saying, but listen, Africa is only safe when Nigeria is safe. Africa will only be livable when Nigeria is habitable. This country's population, Nigeria's population, is more than half the population of all of West Africa. Fact. And Nigeria is in trouble from the 3 different angles I described earlier. And there's not a single person who is willing to do anything about it. Every aspect of their economy is captured, ladies and gentlemen. The military is carefully set up and appointed to avoid any kind of uprising. Yeah. A nobody. If you're a nobody in Nigeria, you control nothing. That's how it is. Nobody's controlling nothing. It is difficult to stop anything in Nigeria because anybody controlling something is somebody. That is what is happening, ladies and gentlemen. The same people in power are the same people watching over evildoers. So who do you go after? The other day, I saw a video of a very dark man responding to a comment on his YouTube page about, why doesn't he use his popularity and his ability to governize the streets to start a revolution? He responded to it. Why doesn't he step forward and mobilize the youth of the country to rise for their country? And this was his response. I want you to take a listen to it. It will shock you what he said. Listen.
All right, so my brother,
let's listen.
I get your point. So
I think this video, I've seen it.
The very dark man have this power. He has so much influence on a lot of youth. A lot of Nigerians believe in very dark man. He has the power to call for a revolution, and a lot of people are going to come out. But why haven't very dark man done it yet? You see, I am self-aware. I know the influence I have. From the day we did the battle events at the Abuja Stadium and World Cup, from our monthly events, the amount of youths that come out, the foot soldiers, the people on the ground, they are not there. I haven't very dark man call for a revolution. I've asked myself that question. But then I always get the answer. Why? Which people am I calling a revolution? On behalf of what people? These Nigerians? Come on, I can't do that. These Nigerians? Against who? Who am I calling the revolution against? Against these politicians? These leaders? No, I can't do that. I'm sorry. And you know why? These politicians that you see as bad, as evil, as demonic, they are the exact reflection of who the people are. These Nigerians are more bad and more evil than the politicians that you see.
Politicians themselves.
I swear to God, an average Nigerian is worse than the politician. You see? Okay, let's say we lead a revolution like you all want. Who are the youth or who are the people that are going to replace this leader? We kick Tinubu out, kick Shetima, come out all these people. Which youth? What kind of orientation do they have? What kind of mindsets do they have? Are they responsible enough to take charge of this country? What youth are you talking about? Who are you going to put in power? Are they productive enough?
This is real talk. Real talk by Very Dark Man. He's talking real talk.
BDM.
He is in the midst of it all. He sees everything at first hand in the country. He sees at first hand the way the society in itself is corrupt and how there isn't anyone worthy of standing up for. And I like the question he asked. He asked that question. Who are we going to replace these corrupt politicians with? He said, imagine there was a revolution and new people had to come in and lead Nigeria. Which youth and what kind of orientation do they have to lead, ladies and gentlemen? It will be worse than before. And I always like to quote the words of Julius Malema in these types of scenarios. And he said, Julius Malema said, the ANC government never wanted to win power to make South Africa a better place for everyone. But instead, the ANC government wanted power because they envied the privileges of the white apartheid government. Julius Malema said it. And it's the same thing in Nigeria. They wanted to be the ones in the position to enjoy South Africa. And it's the same thing these young boys in Nigeria are looking for. Ladies and gentlemen, it's one thing to see a country's politicians corrupt. Corruption is everywhere in the world. And it's another thing to see religious indifferences. But when you have the government and the religious fabric and the majority of the people all corrupted at the same time, you know you have a huge problem on your hand. This is the situation. This situation needs to be studied, actually. Let me end with a criminal case that happened in Kaswa,
the universities
in Ghana, sometime back when I used to live in that area. I'll share this story with you quickly, and then I'll bring it to closure. There were 5 Nigerians who lived in a rented house. Every night, they will do an all-night prayer meeting. Every single night they did it. It's either they do it for like few hours or the entire night. And the Ghanaian landlord thought they were good Christians. We all thought they were good Christians. I was a neighbor. This continued for at least 3 months until one day, the Ghana police raided the house. The doors were locked and the landlord lived not too far away. So they invited him to open the doors. This happened around 11 p.m. and the midnight prayers that they always do were still ongoing. So we thought people were in. They were in. When the doors were finally opened, ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, all this while, it was an MP3 player that was playing. The prayers were coming from an MP3 player, and the Nigerian guys were all gone. So apparently, they set up the MP3 player and lock the doors and jump the wall and use the back door and get out and do whatever they do. And then you think they are praying. I had never seen anything like this, and that was a long time ago. Even at
and what were they doing?
This is how creative they were in disguising themselves to go about their enterprise. Ladies and gentlemen, when you observe what's going on in that country, it's safe, therefore, to agree with Very Dark Man that The leadership of Nigeria is a reflection, a perfect reflection
of the people.
Therefore, President Mahama, I agree with you to pray for Nigeria. This might probably be their only way out. God himself must intervene in Nigeria. I'll end it here. My name is Cyrus from Ghana, and thanks for sticking out till the end with me. I'll see you in the next one. Be sure to subscribe if today is your first time with us. I'll see you in the next one, like I said, and it's bye-bye for now.
Come on. So, please go subscribe to Tuntum Network by Mr. Cyrus, and do same for my channel too when you find value in the content. As I'm saying, Ghana is gradually turning into Nigeria. Ghana is gradually turning into Nigeria. We are celebrating corrupt politicians, corrupt religious leaders, corrupt people. Basically, Ghana is turning to Nigeria, and we should open our eyes. We should put things in place. We should stand firm, fighting against this new trend, this negative new trend. Right? Else, Ghana won't be the peaceful and safe country we have it now. Years to come, we would all have to migrate and flee from the country to other places for greener pastures and for peace of mind and for security. This is the end of today's episode on New Orleans News. Niyama. Hope to catch you on the next episode. I'm out.